Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Today we have activity class,
Yes, ma'am.
and as scheduled, today will be reading. You will be reading stories and narrating the story in your own words. What is the importance of story reading? What is the importance of reading? These exercises which you are being given: read a story and narrate a story. Like read to tell. So how does it help you? And how it can positively affect your life? Like in the last story which you read, we spoke about two friends and how one friend feels it is good to forgive and forget. When his friend slapped him, he wrote it down on sand that today my best friend slapped me. Now he wrote it on sand because he wanted it to wash it away. He wanted to forget it. But when his friend saved his life, he wrote that he carved it on a stone where no wind or no water can wash it away. What does it mean? It means that he is going to remember all his life that yes, my friend saved my life. The story which gives, which we take, which we learn, is that we must be forgiving. We must be forgetting. Forget all the negative vibes. Learn to forgive. Learn to forget. You cannot continue holding a grudge against anyone all your life. You are not God that you will not forget. You're not God. You have not done everything right. You're not a saint. What if you're not forgiven? What if you're not forgotten? Right? So don't play God. Play human. Learn to forgive. Learn to forget. So the first thing which any story teaches you is that it strengthens your brain. Your willpower becomes strong. The power to think becomes strong. You learn to analyze. You learn to think the pros and the cons. So the first point is it strengthens your brain. It increases empathy. You sympathize with people. You start thinking good about people. Like why can't I be the friend who did not run away after his friend slapped him? The friend stayed with him because he wanted to forgive him. Because he wanted to give him space. Right? So it increases sympathy, empathy. You learn to be considerate about others. You learn to think good about others. And the most important thing, it builds vocabulary. It builds vocabulary. And of course, it reduces stress. I remember, we all remember, like in childhood, we used to go to a grandmother's room just to listen to stories, which unfortunately doesn't happen these days. And I remember those were the best moments of our lives. The best time. We used to wait for the after dinner program, which was gathering up, all of us gathering up in a room, listening to stories. Maybe a bad day at school, problems at home. But that was one place, 1 hour or hours of being together, listening to stories, and that used to reduce all the stress. and it lengthens lifespan. If you think good, if you feel good, that will increase your longevity. It will lengthen lifespan. The moment you start feeling, I'm not happy, I'm not well, I am sick, I do not want to live, it adds to your depression. Stories are motivations. Story, the one point about storytelling, story reading is that diverts your mind. You start thinking on positive grounds. The same thing happens when you read a positive quote of the day, thought of the day. Like when you're feeling very depressed, you read the quote somewhere, never give up. You are inspired. Yeah, this is correct. When you read something like, there is hope, right? So let us start today with story reading. I'll share the screen, and I would like to ask Priya Gupta to be first. Girls first, since you are the only one around here. So let us start with you. I'm sharing the screen so that you can read the story, and I don't know what it's all about, but let's see. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is real mother? Priya?
Yes, ma'am. Can I start?
Yes, start.
Who is the real mother? Once in a village, two women were fighting over a little child matter was taken to wise village chief. First woman said, "He is my child, please tell her to leave him alone." Another woman cried, "No, he is mine." Wise man said to first woman, "What do you have to say?" She replied, "He is my child. I was
Bathing,
batting in the river
bathing him.
and had left
Hello, Priya. I was bathing him.
bathing. I was I was bathing in river and had left my son on river bank. This woman lefted my child and ran away. I I hurriedly what is this?
I hurriedly dressed
Dressed.
and
I
ran.
hardly dressed and run after her. A village chief asked other woman to explain her side. She said, "She's she's liar. I was the one bathing on river
Bathing in the
and
river. Bathing. I was the one.
bathing in the river."
Priya, this is the village chief asked the other woman to explain her side. So she said, she is a liar. The village chief, गांव का जो मुखिया होता है, village chief. Yeah, read.
She said, "She's a liar. I was one bathing in river and he's my only child." She came there and picked up my child and run. Luckily, I was able to catch her. Villager, Villagers who were watching this, villagers who were watching this and didn't know whom to believe. Wise man got up and using the twig, he drew a line on ground and then he asked both of them to stand on either side of line each and placed child in middle.
Yeah, the word. The wise man got up using a twig. What is a twig?
Ma'am, a stick, thin stick, or
Yes, a stick, the branch of a the of a tree.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Then he asked one woman to hold child's left hand and asked other woman to hold his right hand. Then he said, "Now listen carefully. Both of you need to pull the child to your side. Child belongs to whoever drags child over her side." Both women were holding hands of child. First woman stand to pull child hard to get him to her side. As child cried in pain, other woman let go that child hand, saying, "I can't do this. Let her have child." First woman took the child and shouted in triumph, triumph,
Triumph. Triumph means that she has
triumph.
won. Jeet ki khushi. Triumph.
"He's mine." As other woman broke down in tear. "Wait," said village chief.
Chef. Sorry.
The
Chief. Village chiefs.
Yes, ma'am. The the turning to villagers, he asked, "Who do you think loves child more? One who pulled the child to her side, or one who let the child go?" The villagers couldn't answer. Then village chief took away child from first woman and gave child to another, saying, "Only a mother can have tender tender heart to her child. She couldn't bear pain child was feeling, and that's why she let her hand go." Real mother hugged her child and thanked village chief. Child lifter was given punishment for her wrongdoing.
Now, the story about the real mother. What moral can you suggest for this story? The moral was not given. So, what did you learn from the story? We'll talk about that later. But first, let us hear the narration, the story of the real mother. Yes, Priya, you can start your presentation.
Uh, in this story of real mother, there are the two women who fighting for one child. Both have said that she's her mother, and another one also said that she's her mother. Both are fighting for the child, and then both of them go to the village chief and ask them for uh, uh, give for doing the for doing the right and for take the right decision for the child, that who is her real mother. Then firstly, village chief asked first woman to tell her side, that she said that she was bathing on the river, and other woman left her child. uh,
Here, the
she
word is
dressed
bathing.
fastly
The woman was bathing. And when you're talking about
and
two women, it's called women. One is woman, singular is woman, and plural is women. Two women
okay,
were
ma'am.
fighting. Okay, continue.
Okay,
Bathing is the word.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
She dressed fastly and catch that woman. Another said that another then village chief asked another woman to tell her side. Another woman also said that this was her story, not first woman. And then village chief draw the line on the ground and tell both the women to put her child on the middle and hold one of the one of and hold one hand of uh, one hand of the child and pull to themselves. Then the first woman pulled hardly to the child to their sides, and the second woman left the left the hand of the child by saying that her child was.
Interrupt you, Priya. The two words which you used, fastly. In English, there is no word called it's called fastly. Like she ran fast, she hurried fast, she
Okay,
ran
ma'am.
fast. Fine, and hardly will not fit here. Hardly means I hardly go to the market. It means you don't go to the market. So the woman pulled hard. So do not use hardly. Hardly makes a different meaning, and there is no vocabulary like fastly. The woman ran fast, and the woman
Okay, ma'am.
pulled hard.
Woman pulled hard the hand of the child. First woman pulled hard the hand of the child, and other one left the hand of the that child by saying that her child was in the pain. Then the first woman uh, then the first woman be so happy and shout that she win the child, and that so then village chief asked the villagers that who is the real mother. Then the villager then the villagers said then the villagers said that the mother the woman who left the hand is the real mother, because the mother cannot see her child in the pain, and she is only the woman who left the hand of her child by saying that her child was in the pain.
Yeah, Priya, you
And
told the story you understood. The content was correct. You did not change anything, but yes, you paraphrased and told the story. What was missing in your story? The narration was the tone. Like you could have added your conversation. Like you're telling a story. Add conversation, add tone.
okay, ma'am.
So the two women started pulling the child's hand towards her, and the child cried in pain. As a woman saw the child crying, she left the hand. She could not bear the pain. Include tone in your words. Right? Include tone,
Okay, ma'am.
expression, include conversation, dialogue.
Okay, ma'am, I will
Your
try.
dialogue was not over there. But did I tell you not to create your dialogues?
Okay, ma'am.
How can you run away with my child? This is my child. How dare you? How could you even do this? And the other woman replied, what are you talking about? The child is mine. Create dialogues. Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Abhishek Anand,
Yes, ma'am.
are you ready with your are you ready for the next story?
Ma'am, I have to ask one question. It
Yes.
was bathing or a bathing?
The word is bathing. Two women were bathing in the river. You take
But
a bath. You take a bath. Bath is a noun. She was taking a bath. He was taking a bath. I would like to take a bath. Okay. And bathe is a verb. bathe. This will become a verb. Sorry. This is a verb. Action. Bathing, bathed, bathed. She bathed the child. Right.
okay,
Bath, th sound, and bathe, the sound. Bathe. Right. This is what you learn in storytelling. When you speak, you learn. And the other word was triumph. He was triumphant. Somebody who won the match, or somebody who's very happy. He was in a triumphant mood. It means the winning mood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Abhishek, should we continue with you?
Okay, ma'am. Achha.
Yeah, okay.
Now Deepak want to.
Deepak, no, he's saying no.
Yes.
So I would not like to pressurize anybody, but then everybody should.
मैं मुझसे राजा
All right. Okay, Utsav, it's your time. Sharing the screen. Let's talk about. Let's take some other story. Yes, Utsav.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, may I start?
Yes, start.
The the headline of the story is Paid in Full, Boy's Little Piece of Paper. One day, a little boy came up to his mother who was working in kitchen. She was fixing supper. Ma'am, what is this?
Supper is food. She was fixing food, preparing food.
Okay, ma'am. Boy had a little paper that he had been writing on. He handed that paper to his mother. After mother was done with work, she read it. This is what it said: for cutting the grass, $5.
Yes.
Ma'am, scroll down.
Sorry.
For for cleaning up my room this week, $1. For going to the store for you, $50. Babysitting my kid brother while you went shopping, $25. Taking out the garbage, $1. For getting a good report card, $5. For cleaning up and raking the yard, $2. Total owed, 14.75. His mother looked at him, then she picked up a pen and turned over paper on which boy had written and wrote. Mother wrote, for the 9 months I carried you while you were growing inside me. No charge. For all the nights that I have sat up with you, doctored and prayed for you, no charge. For all the trying times and all the tears that you have caused through the years, no charge.
Hello.
For yes, ma'am. For all the nights filled with dread, ma'am. What is the meaning of dread?
Where are you? Sorry.
Ma'am, fourth one. Ma'am, mother wrote the fourth one line.
Okay. All the nights filled with dread. Dread means darna. Filled with dread. When you were frightened, when you were afraid at night. In all the nights filled with dread, and for the worries I knew were ahead.
For
fear
all,
like phobia
Yeah.
don't interrupt me. For all the nights filled with dread, and for the worries I knew were ahead, no charge. For the toys, food, clothes, and even wiping your nose, no charge. When you add it up, the cost of my love is no charge. When boy finished reading what his mother had written, there were big tears in his eyes, and he looked straight up to his mother and said, Mom, I love you. And then he took the pen and in great big letter he wrote on paper, paid in full.
All right, this was a beautiful story. Very beautiful. The meaning of supper is the last meal of the day, or at night when you what you eat before you sleep. Like it is a culture abroad in America and in Britain. They call it supper. We call it dinner, but they call it supper. Usually they have their dinner early, like 6 or 7. Right? So let us get back to yeah. So this was indeed a very excuse me inspiring story.
Uh, Okay, the story was of a mother and a son. Uh, there was, there was, no ma'am. One day the mother is working in the was working in the kitchen, and her son is telling,
So
and
why
her
don't you
son
use
is
the word supper? The mother was preparing supper. You've learned some vocabulary. Use it.
yes ma'am, I will use it after.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Continue.
Uh, the the mother was working in the kitchen, and the boy was playing with the pen and paper, and his mother was cooking supper. Uh, then her son said to her that I will paid for your work, like grass cutting, $5 for for taking the vegetables from the market, dollar 2 rupees. Ma'am, I have not the exact number. I have not the exact number of
That's okay. You
price.
summarize it. Summarize.
uh, yes ma'am. uh, then he said to her that for carrying her sorry, for washing his clothes for $5 and etc. Then his mother told him that I have take up I have I have मैम पेट में रखना का क्या होगा इंग्लिश?
What did you read in the sentence?
मैम आई डोंट रिमेम्बर, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग.
खाना खाओगे तो पेट में रखो.
I have kept you in my womb.
नो मैम, जैसे कि 9 महीने बच्चे को माँ रखती है ना अपने पेट में.
In my womb for 9 months.
ओके मैम, आई हैव केप्ट यू इन माई
Womb.
आई हैव केप्ट यू
WOMB. Womb.
womb. Okay ma'am, I have kept you in my womb for 9 months. There is no charge. I have caring you for no charge. I have cleaning your nose for no charge, and I have given you unlimited love with no charge. uh, and then the son of his mother of her of yes then the child started crying that you have said right to me that I was wrong, uh, that the mother doesn't pay to his child for any work, but the child always calculating the charge of his mother, that what she is doing for him or her.
Like today's children, they always go when they are angry. They go to their parents. What you have done for